But let's begin with the big news in sports betting yesterday, a reversal, a walk back, a let's try this again by DraftKings. My goodness, the backlash ended up working. The company decided that they are not going to tax sports bettors out of their winnings at a % or less. They make this announcement yesterday official, and ironically, just before FanDuel does their earnings call. So they may have gotten word that FanDuel was going to say, we're not going to do this. I don't know that that's the case. I'm being sort of cryptic here, cynical. But needless to say, folks, we've been covering this story about DraftKings saying, hey, look, we're going to take a little bit of money out of your winnings because we're not happy with the amount of money we're getting taxed. And then a couple of weeks later, they say, nah, we're not going to do that. That's it. Why? Well, because you could pick another sports book. DraftKings made the right decision after making the wrong decision here, to say the least. More on this later. Okay, first round quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, taken by the Minnesota Vikings. Thought process was he'll start at some point during the season, if not week 1. It is not going to be week 1. Kevin O'Connell made the announcement yesterday. J.J. McCarthy out of Michigan has a torn meniscus and is going to miss time. Now, again, he hasn't had the surgery yet. Once he does, then we'll get a full timetable. But naturally, he played so well at the University of Michigan, vaulted his draft status all the way up to the first round, and was battling with Sam Darnold for the starting job. But O'Connell yesterday telling the media, in a very somber way, to say the least, that he is going to have to miss some time.
It has been determined that JJ does have a tear in his meniscus, in his right knee. He will need to undergo a procedure that, obviously that will hopefully take place, in the near future here. Don't have a timeline on that, but as far as the timeline of the injury, that will be something determined during the procedure based upon, whether it can just be a cleanup or potentially a repair. That won't be able to be determined until that procedure takes place. So I really, would just be speculating on a timeline for a return at this point. Yeah, as I said, post game, I thought Sam played really well in his 12 plays of work the other day, and really what that was, Kevin, was just a continued, pretty consistent performance from what we've seen on the practice field throughout training camp. Sam's had a really good camp, and my confidence level in Sam is very, very high. I'm really looking forward to Sam's continued, growth, success in the offense. And I know his teammates and the rest of the coaching staff have been really enthused by what Sam's done. Like I said, my confidence level is really high in Sam.
All right. Well, Vikings go into the season with Sam Darnold. Fourth team, by the way, for Sam Darnold, and fourth time he's going to get an opportunity to start on a different team in the National Football League. Meanwhile, Brandon Iuke, you may have heard his name in the NFL over the last couple of weeks about potentially being traded. Some speculated to the Pittsburgh Steelers, some other teams as well. You see some fake billboards being posted in Pittsburgh welcoming him. Also, social media has loved this story. But the bottom line, there's still no deal. I mean, this is even coming from Ian Rappaport yesterday. It sort of felt like maybe a deal was coming. Still no deal as well. I mean, there just hasn't been a single accurate report on Brandon Iuke this offseason. I think that's just the best way to say it. All right, Browns make an announcement just 20 minutes ago. They've extended Pro Bowl linebacker Jeremiah Owosu-Karamoah, and he finally got his contract that he was looking for out of Notre Dame. 101 tackles, 3.5 sacks, 6 pass deflections, 2 interceptions for the Cleveland Browns and that great defense that they have going into the season. All right, Jamar Chase missed the team's first practice, and naturally he's got to be there, and who knows if he's going to get fined or not. He's looking for a new contract. First time in training camp, Chase actually not even present as the team was practicing. He's looking for a new deal. Zach Taylor, the head coach, said he is day to day. We'll take it one day at a time. We know the deal. Mike Brown, who's running the show on July, said that it was unlikely he would get a new contract extension. So we'll see about this drama. Wait to see. Texas, how about Texas's offseason and their training camp as they get ready for their first game of the season? They've lost another starting running back. Christian Clark is now out for the season. He had an injury in practice. He'll undergo knee surgery. So they're going to turn to another running back. And Jaden Blue Played 23 games with them, 431 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4 catches, 45 yards in the college football playoff semifinal. So look for him to be the primary ball carrier for Texas. Also, Mike Hall Jr., defensive tackle for the Cleveland Browns, disturbing story last night, being charged with domestic violence in Avon, Ohio, allegedly threatening a woman with a gun on Monday night, arrested and booked. And his bond is set at $10,000, hearing set for next month. Davante Adams back at practice after the birth of his son. He is, of course, still with the Las Vegas Raiders. Speaking of rumors that he was going other places, who knows? Three-time All-Pro. Raiders, by the way, still haven't figured out who their starting quarterback is going to be with the battle going on right now. Maybe Kevin O'Connell ends up Aiden O'Connell ends up starting for them. At least that's the rumor. All right, Yankees and White Sox yesterday. Bad news at the start of the day, good news at the end of the day. The bad news at the start was that Jazz Chisholm Jr. is likely headed to the injured list with an UCL injury. And naturally, this could go a number of different ways, either rest and rehab, and you may see him again this year. If it's surgery, you will not. No determination as of yet, although the Yankees did bounce back last night against the White Sox. And guess who? Juan Soto. How much money can they pay Juan Soto in the offseason? I don't know. 3 home runs against the Chicago White Sox last night. Meanwhile, former Yankee Michael King, who was traded for Juan Soto, how about that, goes 6 shutout innings, strikes out 10, and is pitching amazing for the Padres, who are playing great baseball. Justin Verlander is on his way back to the Houston Astros. He'll make his second minor league rehab start on Thursday, and then hopes to join the rotation for the remainder of the season. He'll throw 70 to 75 pitches in this latest rehab, and then, of course, can go 80, 90 in the next one. And then the Dodgers have another elbow injury. Are you kidding me? Right-hander River Ryan, who was so good for them, 1-0, 1.33 earned run average in 4 starts, is going to have Tommy John surgery and is in all likelihood going to miss a full year of Major League Baseball. Walker Buehler has been out with a separate injury as well. All right, good news if you live in Missouri and you like to bet on sports, because there's a chance you may be able to do it legally. We haven't legalized like any states this year. It's been really quiet, but Missouri sports betting is headed to the ballot in November. As of now, it's the only state with this happening. So look for a resolution with Missouri betting coming soon. Dana White makes an announcement. Conor McGregor was supposed to fight for the end before the end of the year, and he was going to fight this guy, Michael Chandler. That's not going to happen. Dana White said no Conor McGregor fighting for UFC this year. Jim Harbaugh was invited to be the captain honorary for the University of Michigan opener as they start off their season. He declined that invitation, so he will not do it. And meanwhile, Vinicius Jr. has reportedly been offered $1 billion to play for a club in Saudi Arabia, which means if he accepts it, one of the best in the world, $4.2 million per week. I mean, it feels like that can't even be right. $4.2 million per week, $600,000 a day, $25,000 an hour, and $416 a minute. So he will rival the contract of our director, Luke, here on the show. We'll see who ends up getting paid more money.